Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Today is Monday, April 14th, 2014. Let's get right to the SPY. On my last video I called that this is going to be bearish, just based off the current pattern, and pretty much we've met the measured mood off this bear flag inside bar pattern. So we pretty much met that minimum target, and now we're getting some narrow candles here. So I do expect to find some support here and get a minor bounce at best. But we got to really just see what kind of pattern it makes now, because now it's obviously hitting support. We're right just almost at the 200. Okay, if you look at the IWM, it's actually at the 200 right now. So I do expect for this market to get some kind of support right now. Now, what kind of bounce we get, I'm not too sure, but we just have to wait for the pattern. But this is support, so if you want to go try it long here and try it for a day or two to get a nice little bounce, that's definitely in the cards. Let's look at the Qs as well. Qs also at making narrow candles like this. This is pretty bullish at the moment, just based off the candlesticks. And you're right just above the 200, okay, with this double bottom. So I do expect some kind of bounce. Maybe we do make that, head and shoulder here on the Qs. Here, if we draw it out, it would be a beautiful one if it starts to form here. It just has to make this armpit right here. If it starts making that right shoulder, I'll show you right now. That's the left shoulder, head, and this could be your head right here. And if you make another right shoulder here on the Qs, that could be another pattern that's in development right now. So this is a beautiful, potentially could be a head and shoulder pattern if it makes another big wide shoulder like this. Okay, guys, so look out for that. That's going to be important. And I always like to line up necklines. This will be your neckline, right, of your head and shoulder pattern. I like to always line up with a 200 because that will signal a double confirmation of a breakdown. Okay, so not only do you have a head and shoulder neckline breakdown, you also have a 200-day moving average breakdown, which a lot of technical traders like to use that as a breakdown indicator if you break the 200. Okay, so watch out, watch for that on the Qs there. I think that should be important. I do expect some kind of support here, some kind of a bounce here. Okay, so look for that in the coming days. On the bearish case, I always say the same thing. Look for a bear flag here, forming below these two moving averages. So if we start trading below, if we don't get a meaningful bounce and recapture these moving averages, I think this market could be in trouble. So you'd like to see it recapture the moving averages like the 50-day and the 20-day after hitting support here. Okay, so I could still be headed to the 200, but it might need to make another pattern here, maybe another bear flag or something like that, and maybe we'll get one more final leg to that 200-day moving average. Let's go some of these stocks that I've been watching. Twitter is in my buy zone. Okay, guys, I'm calling it out right now. Twitter buy zone right here. Buy it. You can buy it right now. Anywhere in this buy area, I'm already accumulating it. Okay, so I'm already in it. Just a small size here, but this is a really good risk reward. Been calling this out for a while. Any flush, any kind of, but watch out on a monthly close. It could try to fake you out, but I'm going off the monthly chart, so this is gonna be a longer term play for me. So as long as this monthly chart still looks good, so I'm looking for a monthly close below $39. Okay, if it closes below 39 on a monthly chart, I put it out here, 38.50. That's your exit. So right here, right now is where you want to get in Twitter. Calling it out right now. It's at our website right now at xfactortrader.com under the free tab for free trade alerts. Okay, check that out for Twitter. Okay, it's a buy it's right now this price. Okay, guys, looking good. So if it starts to make a bearish flag here, I would like to start to see it bounce starting this week. Okay, just based off the extremely oversold conditions now. And in daily chart, it's been beaten down pretty severely, oversold. So I think it should get a bounce here minimally. Okay, so once you get a nice little gain, take off half of it and let the rest run. But you break it and stop, let it run. See how much of a run you can actually get. But right now, Twitter is a buy. Netflix was my other free trade alert. It's also in the buy zone as well. Get in there pretty soon. Okay, watch this. It should start bouncing now. I don't like that it paused here and did not get a meaningful bounce yet. So I'm already in this as well. Gap fill 200-day, but I want to see it recapture the 200-day starting by tomorrow. Okay, I don't want to see it start trading below the 200 like this. That's just not something you want to see if you're long. Okay, but this is a very important spot. So I do expect for it to minimally just kind of chop around, consolidate in this area, because if you look at a bigger time frame, look where it's hovering over at the moment. It's hovering over the previous resistance breakout. Okay, this was resistance before, traded back down, made a nice little bottoming pattern, retested that double top and broke out. Now it's just hovering on top of it. Okay, it's making a nice little, could be another head and shoulder here, potentially. left shoulder here, head, and then see that's where I'm expecting a bounce here because a lot of these charts are making doji candles, and they're right by its 200-day. So I do expect some kind of reflex bounce, and maybe some of these charts will set up for a head and shoulder pattern. A lot of these charts are showing that at the moment. Let's look at the XLF really fast as well. On that index, you're getting a smaller candles as well on development on the daily chart. So look at these small, narrow candles. You always think that these are turning points in the market. Okay, so when you make these indecision candles on good volume too, so I am anticipating more of a bounce, small bounce to neutral-ish upside bias. Okay, in the next coming days, just based off the oversold condition on some of these charts. Okay, guys, so do look for that in the coming days. I'm calling for that right now. Amazon looking weak, very weak right now. Let's look at the bigger time frame, see if we can find any bigger support. But Amazon, if it breaks this trend line, which is it looks like it's been riding this trend line for multiple years, so this is going to be extremely, extremely important, this trend line. Okay, guys, so just be aware of that trend line right there. And let me see if we can connect it here. So it's right there right now. So you want to look for a bounce on Amazon. You can play it right now. That's where the bounce should be coming in. Okay, guys, just based off oversold condition. And this trend line has just been so important. Okay, guys. So look for that on Amazon. Let's go. Anything else I want to go over really fast? Google. Just want to do a quick update for you guys today. Same thing, right at the 200. So yeah, a lot of these stocks are very important support. Okay, so this 200 just right below it. So if you want to start playing now, nibbling it now, just for the 200-day moving average, playing Google, that's not. I don't have a problem with that. Let me see. Let me zoom in a little bit more. Yeah, and then you're already making an inside bar pattern here, but any tag here, it's going to be important. Let me get rid of this. I'm sorry, once again. Let's refresh this page. Guys, like I always say, if you guys haven't checked out our website, xfactortrader.com, do check us out. We have a 15-day free trial, and we are always putting out new free trade alerts, so do look for that. I think I'll be putting out some more of them today, so look under that, under free tabs, on the free trade alerts under our website, okay, xfactortrader.com. Okay, let's get back to Google. Google is, once again, let's look at the bigger time frame and see if there's another. I think it's probably the 50-week moving average, probably just below price. Yeah, exactly, right there. That's gonna be important right there. So any kind of weekly, if any week, if this week it gets to 500, that is your buy level right there. And this is where it consolidated after a bull flag. So that's multiple factors right there. Adding those together does yield a very high risk reward trade. Okay, guys, back to the daily chart, and you get the 200-day moving average right there. So anywhere 510 to 500, pierce to 500, this general range is your buy level on Google. It's a very high risk level, which includes a lot of multiple factors for a bounce. Okay, at that level. Okay, so that's Google. Is there anything else I want to take a look at? Is there any other ticker symbols that you want me to go over? I would love to go over them. And so just please go ahead and do that. Just enter them in the comment box below on the YouTube channel. Okay, guys. I think that's everything I want to take a look at. Let's look at EA. I nailed the top on EA. Very simple stuff, guys. You go on the weekly chart, circled it right here on the weekly time frame. So every candle you see is 1 week's worth of trading, right? So if you scroll back to Hands of Time, I called out this shooting star candle. Okay, after 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 candles, and then you get a nice shooting star candle. It's a very good risk reward reversal pattern on the chart. Okay, so that's why I was able to call that out on StockTwits and Twitter. If you want to check that out as well, I tweeted that and put that up for you guys to see it, and sure enough, we are getting a nice pullback. I did call it for a longer term pullback because it is occurring on the bigger time frames. Okay, same thing I've been calling on Twitter. Why I think Twitter is a longer term trade. It's a long side because it's based off the monthly chart. Okay, so and we're hitting the 200 month moving average too on EA as well. So that was another reason why I was able to call it. It was making a nice little shooting star candle at resistance. Okay, so I think that's everything I wanted to go over. Beautiful week so far, but I will update you guys if I see anything else, and I will definitely put some trade alerts today or tomorrow at the website at xfactortrader.com. Any questions, guys, comments, any ticker symbols do you want me to go over? Test it out, test us out, test out the website, test our skills out, and I would love to hear from you guys. I will talk to you guys soon. Have a great evening.